Hey, it's Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. How are you? Get some things organized here. I'm been busy doing yard work today and yesterday. So, and anybody who's a homeowner, lives alone, single, lots of fish aquariums, cute dog. Uh, you always have stuff going on. Good morning, Rita, or good afternoon, wherever you may be. Uh, so I was not feeling really well a week ago Friday, and I really needed to mow my backyard. It wasn't out of control long, but it was getting there. So I ended up not feeling well, and it wasn't supposed to rain until Saturday night. So Saturday morning, I may get it done. Well, Friday is when I wake up on Saturday morning, it's raining. Then it rained a lot on Sunday, and so I have to wait a minimum of 3 days just because of the drainage in my yard. So I go out, get that done. And so I mowed my front yard during the week and I said, okay, let me take this on. I have a battery operated mower. Okay, the battery only lasts so long, and the more work it does, the shorter the life. Took 3 full batteries to mow my backyard. Got that done. Doug Gray, the original ancient astronaut theorist. Peter Thiel, exactly correct. And the answer is, if there's any mystery in the universe, if you want to know why things go in, it's always aliens. So I went to, so I got that done. It's going to be like 100 degrees today. I'm delivering. I have some crosses that didn't quite work out. So I am one of my local fish stores going to get some of the guppies I don't want. Yeah, I'm going to load them up. So there you go, dealing with the dog. I may this afternoon do one more run through with my backyard with the mower. You'll take some of that heat. Yeah. Yeah, that's or the answer is yes. Did ancient aliens do this? It's yes. So got the backyard done, front yard done. I may this afternoon. It's unseasonably cool there. Well, it was that way for us for like a couple of weeks. And now it's going to be unseasonably warm. I traded out my air filter. So there you go. I got some delicious microwave food so I don't have to cook in the house, except for breakfast. And yeah, for the next 4 or 5 days, it's going to be 105 tomorrow. It's going to be 101 today. It's right now, I think, about 88. So there you go. Scotty Aquati, how you doing? So I went, so I'll work on fish stuff this afternoon, yard stuff. Yeah, it's always good. Biggie's support group in the house. Vignoski, Fish Kodo, all good in the hood. So busy week coming up Tuesday. Maggie the dog gets spayed. So so that'll be go through that and get that done. And so so Maggie spayed, that'll be over with. So how long should I wait before she's fully back to her normal self? How many days is that? It's been a long time since I spayed a dog. So they're going to give me dope to keep her doped up. Yeah, there you go. So I'm looking forward to that. And fish wise, I'll just tell you, Doug and I have talked about this, but I want to bring it up again. I'm amazed that I never get notes from people I ship fish to. Occasionally, every once in a while, hey, they arrived, they look great, yada yada yada. So I got an order off of Get Gills. And my general rule is, because you want the fish to be, I like to schedule that feeding close to 24 hours before I bag them up and ship them out. So I fed later than that. Yes, you can get gills from Get Gills. It's amazing. Okay, very good. Well, it's in 3 weeks after she gets spayed. I'm going out of town for a couple of days, so I'm going to Nashville for a work thing midweek. So she's going to be staying overnight. Now, where she's boarded, it's owned by the vet. So there you go. And so I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll keep her quiet. They're gonna have to. It's a Brittany, so they're gonna have to give me medicine to keep her that way. And because Brittany's do not know anything but 100%. It is they by nature. You know what? That's a good question, Doug Gray. I added the song "Downtown" by Petula Clark to my personal playlist because of that. And remember this? There was a guy who apparently had some thing against AT&T, and so he blew up an RV right across from AT&T and took out cell service for a lot of people. So I get the order from Get Gills, and it's like a midnight order into Tuesday morning. And I could have shipped on Tuesday, but I generally do not do. I'll just move it to that. I need at least 24 hours. Muppet. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Petroman. Melvin. All in the house. So I go in and, so I write a note to the guy, saying, hey, I can't make the fish will have to go out a week from, on Monday. Never heard back from from the guy. The fish were shipped to Maryland. And I've shipped a lot of fish to Maryland for whatever reason. So I don't hear back from him. So Monday, I do my feeding as early as possible on the day before. So on Sunday, I fed about 4 o'clock, baby brine shrimp, and then I locked up. I bagged the fish at about 2:30, 2 o'clock on the next day. So close to 24 hours. And so I ship them out, go to the post office, send them on their way. So I wrote to the guy, said, hey, congratulations. I sent you a few extras. Always do that except for the California Reds. And it's genetically different populations. Should bring you vim and vigor for many long time. So, didn't hear back from. The fish arrived yesterday at about 11 o'clock my time. And yeah, no note, no nothing. And it's just weird. Every time I've bought fish online, I always let them know, hey, fish arrived, they look great. Thanks for your help. And there you go. And you just get all the information. And again, people are just, I just sometimes just don't get it. I just don't get it. Wish I did, but I don't. Wish, again, people are weird. People are weird. So, yeah, they're a bright red. The interesting thing about them is that it was from an accidental cross, and you get swordtails in. They will drop swordtails, and the red swordtails are getting bigger and better, and the whole bit. So there you go. Yeah, I've shipped in fish from a few different places. Never have had, it's always been relatively easy to and I've always dropped a line back. Of the fish that I ship out, no, but hit me up, email me, and I'll send you a link to sort of the video of them. Uh, do not currently have them online to sell, but I have some to sell. It's I'm setting up new breeders and the whole bit, and I have some to sell. So I just haven't put them up here, and I will here in the next. I will here shortly. So there you go. Uh, and I'll send you a video of them, but occasionally get a swordtail out of them. And I have a couple of double swords that I'm not selling yet. So it's pretty good. I was talking to the king of swordtail guppies, Alan Bias, and I told him what I was getting, with my swordtail red, roebuck red cross. And he sent me some neat pictures that are pretty much what these are beginning to look like. So I don't think he started with roebuck reds, but I forget. Maybe he didn't tell me where he got his reds. So there you go. And I got my roebuck reds from Doug Gray. Yeah. By the way, Doug Gray, how many aquariums of swordtail guppies are you on? The deal is the swordtail guppies, everybody. If you don't have them, they are. If you don't think you could breed guppies for whatever reason, try swordtail guppies. You'll be able to breed some. Oh. Need to plug in my computer. It's running out of juice. Just 5. Did a rearrangement with some tanks, free up some stuff. Yep. The one thing I was really sort of trying to do, and I failed at, is I was trying to do snakeskin swords, and it just hasn't quite worked. Oh well, it is what it is. Try something new every day, right? When you do these crosses, Doug is the king of them, by the way. If you don't watch his channel, you have to. He's the king of crosses in trying them out. And it's kind of, I think every guppy keeper, I think that's part of their deal. They love the idea of developing their own strain of guppies. And because there's so many strains of guppies, you know, guppies are so readily, they reproduce so quickly. You can technically, depending on the line of guppies, you can do 3 generations in a year if you're really, really paying attention to it. So there you go. Went to what else is going on? It was last weekend and I couldn't do it. I just didn't feel like it. I need to go back to Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Society, but there was a reason I didn't go last week. It really had to do, they had like one of the big shots with the International Betta Congress was going to be there, talking about betta breeding. Nope, not interested. Holy capoly. I would have my house would be filled with jars. Just be filled with jars. And so I can't do them. Just can't. This last week we had the company I work for is really a nice company, a family company. I'm very happy with them. They do. One of the supervisors does not live in the area, lives about 6 hours away. He comes in twice a year, and they have an advising consultant who comes in with him, and the owner. Now, our boss, the manager of the facility, is the owner's son, so that's the owner. And but getting ready for that, them coming to town, all that stuff at the same time. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So Tuesday they arrived, Wednesday, Thursday they left, sort of decompressed. So it really sort of just sucked my midweek out of me. Sucked it out of me. And these are good visits, so it wasn't like it was a real pain in the neck. No, it was always good. These are always productive. Actually, I always wish they were staying an extra day because I could get more stuff done. So there you go. I am hoping one of my LFSs that have been bequeathed with guppies from me has promised to get in. I have an aquarium all set up for Jack Dempsey's, and hopefully they will have some in when I go there this afternoon. I'll be there in about, when we're done with this stream, I'll take my dog out for a nice walk, and then I'll go to my LFS. Which I really, and I'm really appreciative. When I first got to Joplin, there was only one local fish store. And the lady that runs it is very nice. But I went to give her guppies. She didn't want them, which is fine. It's a very small store. I mean, the store is really not much bigger than my living room, which is, fairly standard size living room. Not that big. And there you go. So that's sort of that's just some of the stuff going on there. The other two, both are pretty good size. And one of them was the people that originally owned it sold it to another guy. The other guy rebranded it to the Liquid Zoo. And he's a really nice guy. And the other store is nice, really good size. The small store and the third one that I mentioned, they do a lot with salt water, a lot, where it's about half of their stuff. And of course, we do have a PetSmart here, which of course has, I whenever I have to go there to get my dog food, and walk through the fish thing, it's like the killing fields. Holy capoly! Part of me wants to go in and just with my cell phone do some recording of the dead fish inside that PetSmart. I may do that. What's going on in your world, gang? It's anything exciting going on? It's now that summer's about to come to an end. My big time for shipping, and Doug, this may be it for you as well, is that I have two real big times where I ship out a lot of fish. Mine is September through about the week before, about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And then mine is I ship a lot out in April and May and June. Occasionally I'll ship stuff in the winter, and I've never lost any because the fish have gotten cold. I pack them up really well. I use the long form heat packs. That works well. But people are, unless they have received and shipped and received fish before a few times, they get real nervous to order fish to be shipped to them in January. So that's part of the deal. That is part of the deal all the way around. My see, I'm checking something real quick here. Yeah, so that's just sort of the stuff. I've got to prepare my water treatment system. Got to do that. Maybe I'll get that done today. And I am just about out of my my thing. I just have maybe one or two water changes to do. So I've got to fill those suckers up and allow them to go. And again, I treat my water. There are some people that do this. If you do it, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just going to give you my reasons. There are a lot of people who will go, they'll put water from the tap with the treatment. I use API, but I've used CChem. And they will treat the water as it's going in. I don't do that for a couple of different reasons. Number two, I don't want to stress the fish. And I also do not want to damage the good bacteria. So that's what I do. So that's what I do. And now some people have the wonders of I'm noticing something. I haven't. Have you guys been sending messages? I haven't received a message lately. Hold on. I may have to open up a second thing. Let me kill the sound. Oh yeah, they okay. Man. Now you guys are lurking today, which is fine. Which is fine. I just wanted to make sure that I've had the chat die on me before, and I don't know if you guys have had seen that before. Occasionally, they just die, and you don't get anything new. You must be a lurking. They could be secret invisible messages. You're correct. You're correct. Now, Doug, I've never asked you this, and you may have done it in a video, and I just didn't see it, or I don't remember, which is more than likely. Um, do you have RO water, or how do you treat your water? Now, do you guys do it? Do you do the RO water? Discus would seem like a good idea. You just fill the tap water with Prime. Yeah. And I've used Prime. I like Prime. It's fine. I for whatever reason, I think the API, which has done the same job for me. Oh, you have a Aquasana tabletop thing. I'd buy bottled water. Yeah, Discus, love it. Been doing it for many years. No chemicals. Yep. For the Gups, it's you need a harder water than you certainly do with Discus, and they like it real hard. So RO water that would just take that out. That would have to either remineralize it or treat it like that. And I just figured, you know what? Seems like a lot. Seems like a lot to do, but there are certain places where if you go and you do uh RO water makes a whole lot of sense. Texas, I lived in San Antonio. That water was rock hard. In fact, a lot of homes had RO systems put into the house. That's how hard the water is. Now, I don't know if that's the same way from there. When you're ready, Melvin, let me know. I'll hook you up. It, it's, it's for my thing. Here, the water is perfectly hard, not too hard. It's nice. It's out of the tap is about 7.5 pH strong. It's good. It might come, but if you had discus here, you'd want to do RO water, and you would want it in a second. Which are the cichlids? Which lake of the African cichlids do they want where it's basically uh, low pH? Iron City beer? That's the water. You see, is Iron City beer that bad, Doug Gray? Never had it. I I have I like beer. Uh I normally keep It's not bad beer. You had it once years ago. Yep. I had. I usually keep a 6 pack of. I go to one of those stores where you can pick stuff out. You like the Bud Platinums, where you can pick out your own special beer, and I always put in different things that I may not normally have. And I usually have on payday, I'll buy a case of usually Coors Light. What I like about it is a nice clean taste. And it's perfect if you have a second beer. So, it's and I don't even buy it I probably buy it once a month. Red Stripe beer is excellent. Yes, it is. You know what I really love out of the tap is a Guinness. Yeah, I love me some Guinness. Out of the tap at the right temperature. And it should come out of the tap near room temperature. So I love that. I'll occasionally purchase, just a normal 6 pack of Guinness. It's very good. Nice taste. There's a beer there's a beer brand, a pretty good micro beer out of Kansas City called Boulevard. They have a wide variety of beers. I have yet to have a Boulevard beer where I go, yeah, it's terrible. I love them all. They're all excellent. There's one called O'Fallon's, which I think is from St. Louis. Not very good, in my opinion. There's another one from Springfield called Mother's. Pretty good. And I forget the name of the other one from Springfield, which is very good. But I was willing to try something new. That's my whole deal. Is I work with a guy that's he's only a couple of years older than I am. And I don't think he's changed one thing that he eats. Duff beer, you think that it would be it, but it's not, sadly. I'm sure Duff beer is amazing. Homer Simpson seems like a connoisseur. So, the Boulevard, though, everyone is amazing. Really, really good. I have like one nice beer. I have a Boulevard Whiskey Barrel Stout in the fridge right now, which is a very good beer. So it's real strong all the way around. Let's see what else is up. I'm sort of looking forward to it's not this, is it this? You need to take a look. I think it's 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away from Labor Day weekend, end of summer. And I did not go anywhere this summer other than what my normal stuff. Normally I go through. So I work with this guy much older than me. And I brought in those you go to you can go to your grocery store if you go to like Costco or Sam's Club or whatever. They have they have pouches, bags of nuts or pouches of nuts or a nut pouch or nut bag, and with pistachios. And they have one that's really good. That's like a chili type flavor that I'll get occasionally. And so I brought it in. I'm having it. And I'm pouring some in my hand. And I said, have you guys tried this? And they go, no, no, no. So the guy who's not much older than me said, wow, pistachios are really good. I've never had one before. Yeah, I don't know. I tend to think he likes his Canadian ladies. I think Chewy does not want to get intertwined with American women, unless all of a sudden Taylor Swift wants to move to Canada. I don't know. His type of music's not necessarily. By the way, I appreciate her success, and I don't, and obviously she's put out great album, big things, big hits, all that sort of stuff. Do you think that her music is memorable in 20 years? I don't know. The one thing she has done, she figures out how to write a pop song that fits into the level of the moment, that has an is catchy, and I just don't know if her songs have legs. You probably have, Doug, not realizing it's her. You probably heard a Taylor Swift song. It's but my deal with her is that, again, uh you have to say, wow, she's huge. This tour thing has just been nuts. You like her music, but not her. Yeah, Taylor Swift, does not seem like uh, someone you'd like to hang out with. And I think she and Tiger Woods have this in common. I think they look at people as very transactional. It's it I have a buddy of mine, Bob, who has run a lot of golf tournaments. He usually does 2 or 3 golf tournaments that are more of the pro-am type stuff, and the people that fund the pro-am uh, are huge, big players. Like, the guy's a billionaire. And Tiger Woods has been brought in a couple of times. And he said Tiger is just, he looks at everything as a transaction. And that probably sort of explains his personal life. If everybody's a transaction, if every interaction with someone is a transaction, instead of, communication, how do you go out? How do you even trust what's what's right and what's, I mean, it's just nuts. He's being sued. Tiger Woods is being sued by his girlfriend that he dated for, like 3-4 years. And they weren't married, they were just dating. And she apparently was hunkered down and was not going to leave his house, one of his homes, which of course is not owned by him, owned by a trust, which a lot of rich people do that, by the way. A lot of the real rich people, they do not own their own homes. Technically they do, but it's owned by a trust. And here's why. if something bad happens in the house, they are protected fiscally. So let's say they have a party, and unbeknownst to them, someone has brought in fentanyl, and someone ODs at your party. Well, you want to make sure that you're protected because you're not the guy who or gal who presented that. So a lot of these people have everything in trust funds, everything, and it's how they protect themselves. It's and so he gets her out of the house, and while she's out of the house, they go in and change the locks and basically make sure that she cannot get back into the home. And it's his home. I don't think he was promising, to pay for her forever. And she's suing him for like $30 million. What for? They weren't married. They dated for a few years. Just, people are, and maybe he has those issues because of how he looks at people. He does it. He looks at people as a transaction instead of a communication, interpersonal reacting, where you listen to someone, you learn from them, you teach, you enjoy things together, enjoy daily life. And that may not be something he's able to do. Seems to be a pretty good father to his kids, though. So he may just be a bad picker. Not necessarily a really good husband, as we all know. Not a very good husband at all. Yeah, but it is what it is. I would think, it's I was thinking the other day of this guy in California who won the lottery, and everybody's suing him saying he stole their lottery ticket. The $2 billion, whatever it was. That guy's gonna be in court for a decade for people who claim, and he probably doesn't even know him, or maybe met him once, or what have you. I mean, it's just when money gets involved with stuff, lots of weird things happen. Anybody who's gone through with the passing of someone in your life, parents or a grandparents who have assets, there's some crazy stuff that goes on. Really crazy stuff. Buddy of mine, his brother-in-law was passed away from cancer last year. And this guy was his brother-in-law is a really a good business guy, nice little business, and had some work trucks. It was just him and his son. And some relative showed up wanting to know if he could get one of his pickups when he died. And it flabbergasted the family. They just were like, they just couldn't get. So money gets people really weird. It's people go in and they do stuff like that. And that's the importance of being somebody who has a hobby with tropical fish. Because we spend all of our money on fish. Our hobby is it's Yeah, well, Doug, you're right. Most people are crazy. Yeah, most people are totally nuts. And now, just the nature of humanity, as we all know, we're flawed. We're flawed. Every one of us flawed. Sort of the nature of our existence. Yeah, but it's just like anyone who's gone through this thing where someone dies, and and the assets can be relatively uh minor. In fact, when I will tell you, I was very fortunate when my parents passed on. The How my parents handled, they had everything set up, the thing, we were all equal in in the ability to we were given equally given power of attorney. So any of us could make a call. My siblings and I are, well, adults. And we communicated throughout the whole thing. And it was terrific. We got everything. There was not one argument between us. Not one. Not one argument at all. Which is which is pretty neat. That we went through this whole thing without wanting to kill each other. Ooh, the reptilians? The answer is always yes. The reptilians, they're something. I had a coworker who brought up the other day about hollow earth theory, that the whole thing about the earth having a molten core is just a lie. Yeah. Molten core is I think it's pretty strong. I think that's the deal. I don't think our earth is you may disagree with me on that, but yeah, I think molten core is where we're at. Yeah, Jules Verne. Yes, yep, you're right. Yes, he did write that. And people that take Jules Verne writing as it's like the Quran or the Torah or the Bible. Okay, good luck with that. Are there people who are Jules Verne uh, disciples, if you will? I think the oldest of those movies had claymation effects by Ray Harryhausen. Yeah, you see? Claymation, though, is really a strong art form that we do not see enough today. Claymation for everyone. Gumby. Yeah. I'm Gumby, damn it. Yeah, Gumby was strong. I suppose there's probably on Roku, there's probably a Gumby channel. Do you guys have the Roku or the Pluto app? 3G, what up? If you have like Pluto, it seemingly they have channels that you're just going, wow, I can watch all the episodes of Gumby and Aurora. I don't know if they have Gumby or not, but that'd be great. That'd be strong. If you won, tonight, the lottery plays for 260 million, something like that. It's I think you'd almost have to leave where you live, even the community, even if you liked it. Because I think you'd be hounded forever. It's the beautiful thing about being poor people that have lots of fish. No one's showing up at our door to ask us to invest in their great business idea, which makes no sense at all. No one does that. That's kind of a cool thing. No one's after our money. I think if I hit it though, the fish room, pretty epic. I'd probably have to hire someone to do maintenance all day. Epic fish room, really cool maintenance. That's what I'd be doing. Oh, the mail's here. Yeah, fish room assistant. It's someone who's there full time just to care for the fish. So that's the way it should be. And so you would be able to enjoy the fish and go from there. But I will tell you is that those guys in Las Vegas who make those outrageous aquariums, I would probably get one set up that would go throughout the house. And I don't know what kind of fish I'd put in it. Probably not guppies. Probably something with a little more staying power. But yeah, I think that's what I would do. About 2 seconds. About 2 seconds all the way around. All right, crew. I got to run and get some stuff done. Thank you so much. And we will be here on Saturday. Oh, snakeheads. You see, there you go. And you can catch them here in lakes. They're great. Snakeheads are wonderful. Adios. And again, thank you, everybody.